Welcome everyone to an autumn or spring cleaning video. Whichever side of the world you live in, you of course will be starting one or the other. We are diving straight into this video, starting in my kitchen with a fridge clear out. I have been meaning to do this for a while because I know that I've got spoiled food in here that is taking up way too much space, and we are having to squish items in, which is never good for the cool air circulation around everything. I haven't got a specific cleaning list that I'm working from. I'm just tackling the tasks that are most obvious and frustrating for me at the moment. But there are lots of great cleaning list resources that you can print off. So use one of those if you know that that will help you. I hate food wastage just like any other person, and this was very frustrating to be thrown away. Lots of yogurts. They were well past their best before date, leftover chicken stir fry that I should have just frozen when I had the chance, amongst other things. It's just our hard-earned money, isn't it? Literally being thrown into the rubbish bin. Once I had all the food out, the wiping down didn't take long. It just needed a bit of a freshen up, really. I tidied up the vegetable drawer and rearranged the Lazy Susans. I find that this kind of fridge clean does really need to be done every 3 months or so. So at the change of seasons, really, and especially more so if you have a much bigger fridge than mine. Mine is just a fairly medium-sized single fridge, but if you had a big double door fridge, then you would need to probably look at it much more frequently, as you can just get lots of items lost right at the back of the fridge. There was a lot more room in there afterwards, which was the goal. I had a number of pans and bowls, etc., which needed cleaning afterwards, but they are easy to just get into the dishwasher. Next, I thought I had better have a look at my microwave. It doesn't get used that often and is tucked around the corner from my kitchen, so I easily forget that it's there a lot of the time. It actually wasn't too bad, as I cleaned it out a few months ago when it was looking particularly terrible. I just microwaved a small bowl of water and vinegar, but you could use water and freshly squeezed lemon, or even water just by itself, and pop it into the microwave for a few minutes on high. All this does is create steam and loosen anything stuck on the inner surfaces. It will then be easy to wipe off and get clean. Don't forget to do the front of your microwave as well, where sticky fingers are, touching all the time. While I was still in the kitchen area, I thought I had better give the toaster and tray a good wipe over and decrumb as well. Every time someone pulls this out of our cupboard, I think, oh gosh, it needs to be cleaned, and then it just doesn't happen. There is usually a little slide-out drawer on the end of a toaster that you can pull out and empty. I gave the toaster a good shake to get all the crumbs out and just wiped the whole toaster down. This looks so much better, and I can tick it off my checklist. Moving into my open plan living area now. I moved into this house 3 years ago, and it does have a lot of potential with the indoor-outdoor flow from the lounge area out to the courtyard. The kitchen was originally blocked off from the rest of the room with a full wall and door, but this was renovated by the previous owner, and a wall had been taken out. So even though it is much more open plan living now, I still find the layout isolating, I think, is probably how I would best describe it. Because, of course, as a mum, we spend so much time in the kitchen, but if my kids or visitors are sitting around the corner and chatting, then the person in the kitchen, i.e. myself, misses out. Maybe one day I will take the dividing wall out between the kitchen and the lounge, but that would be a whole other thing. Anyway, all that to say, I decided to do an autumn furniture change around, move around in here, and continue with the extra cleaning as well. I'm moving my couches to a place where I've had them before, and it kind of doesn't make sense, but I feel like the space between the kitchen and the living room seating is more connected if I have it this way. And because we are coming into the colder seasons now, I really would like to get this room looking and feeling more snugly and inviting. At the moment, it has got a very tatty old lounge suite. You can't really tell so much from the pictures here. A TV cabinet that I got from the side of the road for free. Christmas decorations that still haven't been taken downstairs, and a dog bed. I don't have a huge, fancy, Pinterest-worthy house, and I doubt that I ever will do, but something that I struggle with and have for many, many years, probably since I had the kids actually, and since I've been on a single income, is that I find it really, really hard to spend money on myself or on things that I would like for my home. Is this a mum thing, a single mum thing, a self-worth thing? I don't know. Maybe a mix of a number of these things. But I love looking at nice decor and beautiful Pinterest homes like anyone else, but can just never bring myself to actually buying anything. Anyway, today was the day and I thought enough is enough. I'm going to buy a nice rug for this space and get it looking more homely. So the floors under the couches got a good vacuum. The dog is still shedding clumps of hair, which is frustrating, along with the baseboards and cobwebs on the ceiling. Now, talking cobwebs, I am horrified at what I found living in my lamp, behind the curtains and along the sliding door. I knew I had a bug problem because of all the flying insects I see inside constantly, and my sliding door is open a lot. But the more you move or look behind things, the more cobwebs there were. The big one you can see here is not inside, thankfully, but was on the outside of my sliding door. So this is all I'm going to do in my lounge sort of living area today. You could just go on, couldn't you, with everything that needs to be done. It will have to wait for another day. Next, I'm going to do a project that I've been needing to do for ages. Up until now, I've had to have a Christmas decoration box and the dog food box holding this cupboard door closed. Now, some of you may think it is weird, but please don't hate on me for it. This is a very large, emphasis on large, understairs cupboard. I also have a very anxious cat who, if she is left out at night to wander, will pee on my couch. We have to lock her away at night, so she'll pee in the litter tray. And this cupboard is where she has ended up. It has plenty of ventilation and space inside for her to move around, but unfortunately she can open the cupboard from the inside and let herself out. So I finally got 2 of these barrel bolts and fixed them to the outside of the door, and I can now put the boxes downstairs where they belong, and we have a clear thoroughway from the living space down to the basement. Working my way downstairs now, there are marks and scuffs and animal dirt and hair on the walls and baseboards. I'm really only wiping the big ones I can see here, as it's always that thing where the more you look, the more you see, unfortunately. The stairs are covered in hair from my shedding dog, so they got a much-needed vacuum. It is so satisfying doing this kind of cleaning, where you see the immediate effect of your efforts. And yay for vacuum cleaners is all I can say here. I'm down on my lower level now, which is where my youngest daughter's bedroom is, and the garage as well. This glass door that you can see here goes out and up into my courtyard area. So when this door is open, which it has been a lot over the summer, then we have leaves and grass and dust being blown in all of the time, or brought in by my animals. This hallway gets a very satisfying vacuum, as you can see, and then I'm going to head outside to do a quick clean of the outside door. There are cobwebs and bugs galore out here. We don't have any poisonous insects in New Zealand, thank goodness, but I still don't like them very much. The outside and inside of this window gets a much needed clean with my electric window cleaner. I really love this gadget and certainly don't use it enough. But I'm always amazed at how sparkling it looks at the end. And finally, I give the door surround a spray for bugs. I haven't used this bug spray before, but I'm hoping it will stop the bugs from coming inside all of the time. And it is something that you can, hire someone to come in and do for you, but I'm just going to save a bit of time and money and do it myself. I think we all need a reminder that when we see all of the jobs that need doing around the house and around the property, that we just need to be realistic with what can be achieved in one day or one weekend or afternoon. A lot can be done, but not everything can be done. Make yourself a list of the tasks that are most glaring to you at the moment and just start chipping away at that list. Get a friend or family to come and help for a few hours. People love to help, especially if you are a single parent or have really busy weeks and feel overwhelmed. I hope this video has inspired someone to get started on your spring or autumn cleaning. Let me know what you're working on and have a great week. See you very soon. Bye.